hi guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. Nope, the Shade Tree Railroad Man. And welcome to the layout. Some guys have been asking what I've been doing on the layout recently, and well, to be honest, I haven't done anything on the layout recently. Not to speak of anyway. I have been trying to determine the arrangement of my buildings here in downtown Shadyville, and one of my problems with my town is that the street is not flat and level, it's pitched, and it comes from well, it's because it's coming off of the mountain. So the buildings all have to be level and plumb and all of that good stuff. So part of my issue is having to shim my buildings so that they sit level while the street still runs downhill. It's not a huge difference, but enough that it has to be done. I could probably fake it so that it wouldn't be too noticeable, but nah, I can't do that. So one of the issues you can see is that right here with my town hall building, that my front steps now don't come down to the street level because the street is at an angle, and you can see I have a shim shingle underneath here, and it's raised up about probably 1/4 of an inch on this corner and down to almost nothing on the far corner. But yeah, we've got to remedy that, and I've done the same with a little convenience store, and then there's a newspaper office down there, and right next to it is a shoe shop. And of course down this end we have Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I don't have him leveled up yet. He'll have to be leveled up like this. And of course the problem with doing that is I'm going to have to cut the parking area apart from the building so that I can get the building level and yet still have the parking lot matching the street level, because you're going to be able to drive in off the street level, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to have the same issue with all of my buildings. Over here we have this, I'm not sure what store this is going to be. It's some kind of a general store, and then of course we have our gas station over here, and with the pumps and everything. This is going to become, I think it's going to become an Esso station. Or no, it's going to become a Citgo station. And the reason it's going to become Citgo, and it'll ultimately, I guess it will have to be city service. But some of you may or may not know that I ran a Citgo station for about a year back in my younger days when I was an auto mechanic. And I leased it from Citgo, and yeah, but so this is reminiscent. This building is similar, not exactly the same, but similar to the building that I had. Actually, my gas station, it was a combination gas station repair shop. My bays were on the other side, and I'd like to reverse that around, but I don't know how I'd go about it without totally destroying this building. So we'll see. And that was during the 70s, and yeah, 70s into the 80s even, that I was doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we're thinking about it, and of course I've got to do some more painting on the walls, because you've got to have a good background, you know, when you're doing photography work. And another thing that I would like to be doing possibly this week is getting my turntable operational. It's not operational right now, but it wouldn't take a whole lot of wiring. The problem is I got to remember how to tie it all back in. Now I think the way I took it apart, and this was several years ago now, I believe I took it apart in such a way that everything is color-coded under there and labeled. Look at the wiring under there. That's a professional wiring job. I didn't do that. That's the way this section came that was given to me. But I've got wires here coming down, and I got more wires over here coming down. Most of those are all for switches. And you can see this was for the whole layout that this fella had, or a good part of it anyway. And what I can gather, I'm not exactly sure how it works. This is around the outside leg, and I was wanting to think that these were all the different things around the turntable itself. There's the turntable controls here. But if I can't figure out how these all hook back up again, because don't have all of this track work anymore, although yeah, no, I don't have all of this track work. These have to be what was intended to be for the turntable itself and the roundhouse. But yep, we will have to find out, and that would take me some time to do that as it is. So if I can't get this all figured out, the least I can do is get this part hooked up, and then I can figure out the rest of the track wiring on my own. This was done quite a while ago, and look at that mess of wiring. Yes, sirree. Woohoo! So I think that all of these numbers that are on these tags correspond to numbers that are on the wires up under there. Whoa! Shaky cam work. Yep, I believe so. We shall see. So that's what I'm contemplating doing. I haven't got anything done at the moment, but my main concern is getting the town looking more like a town, getting the street put in and painted gray, and put my lines in and all of that, and eventually get some telephone poles up with the cables on. Then after we get this section done, then we got to come over here and work on this mess over here. And we have a grain mill over here, and there's a lumber yard there. Of course, we got that's the grain mill off of the mountain, which is grinding the grain that comes in here to the silo. And this is part of where it is distributed from. Yep. And then over here, eventually, this big mess is going to be my stockyard. Yes, sirree, Bob, stockyard. But you can tell it's just become a collect-all. And I've got to build this section here, tie it back in over here, so that we can put a skirt on it. Alrighty then. Not much of an update, but that's the way it is today on the Shade Tree Railroad. Thanks for watching. Bye now.